Yow Lot. How am ya? Good. Better than me, I hope. Just waiting for my camera to focus. Guys, hello. I'm here. Why is it when I'm further away you don't want to know me? Today's video is just going to be a life update. So I rarely get to do these on my ASMR channel. Sometimes people are intrigued to know a bit more about me and what's been going on, and I just think that sometimes this channel is a good place for that. So today is just going to be an update on my life at the moment. I know I missed 2 uploads on this channel, and my mum is coming back. However, and at the moment, because I'm poorly, I haven't really been seeing my mum unless it's like dire emergencies or something that, you know, we've had to do. But I'll explain all of this as we go. So, yes, I've had like 3 or 4 days in bed. I'm still feeling ill now. It's been a whole week since, well, just over a week since my first symptoms started with my cold. It's been a really bad cold, like aches and pains that in body parts I never knew I had. Lethargic, weak, no appetite, like I've been so ill. Stuffy, headaches. It's been the worst, and it's lasted forever. Like, well, it's lasted a week, but normally I feel like the worst for 1 or 2 days, but I had like a whole 4 days, 5 nearly, of just being in bed, really ill, and like I say, no appetite whatsoever. Like I'm eating, but I just feel weak eating, so I'd rather not eat. It's been awful. This is how you know it's been that bad. I've actually put a full face of makeup on. I've got foundation on. I never, ever, hardly ever wear foundation. Like I don't do it. I don't like how it sits on my skin, and I just prefer my face without it. So yeah, that's how you know I'm looking rough underneath. So yeah, it's been pretty bad, but it's not COVID, because I did get tested for COVID, and I did 3 lateral flow tests and they all came back negative. So yeah, that's the first update. Well, the first reason to why I haven't uploaded. Second reason. So, if you saw my Instagram, you know that I found a lump in my boob. So 8 weeks ago, it was about 8 weeks ago, I was in the shower, and normally I use my puffer, you know, those like sponges, everyone uses them. You just wash your body with those. I never really think to do the checks. I know people say to, but you just forget, because you're washing, you just forget. And for some reason, I decided this day to put the shower gel in my hand. I don't know why I did it. I'm glad I did, but I never do that, so I don't know why I did it. Maybe my skin was feeling a bit sensitive, if I had a few spots that I didn't want to take the heads off. I don't know what I did. Why I did. I don't know why I did it, but I did. So I was washing with my hands, and obviously I was washing my areas, my booby area, and I was like, oh, what's that? That's not been there before. It was a little bit sore, and my boobs had been hurting a while anyway. They'd been hurting for a few weeks, and like just tender. And I thought maybe it's my bras, because I've lost a bit of weight, so maybe they're not the right size anymore. But I stopped wearing bras. and it was a little bit tender. Sometimes my boobs are tender anyway, especially that one. I've always had trouble with my left boob. I've had trouble with my left boob since I was like 18, so it wasn't a surprise to me when it gets achy because, or when it's like sore, because it happens. But like when I felt the lump, I was like, oh no, and the lump was tender. So like I phoned the doctor obviously straight away, and I got an appointment. I went to my appointment and she obviously had a look and she said, leave it because it's probably just hormonal. So if it's still there next month around the same time, and if it doesn't disappear, then come back. So I waited, and during this time it was getting more and more achy. When I lay down I felt like there was a brick inside my bra. Even when I didn't have a bra on, it felt like there was a brick just sitting on my boob. It was really weird feeling, really weird sensation. I still feel it now. It's like a pebble, like that's how I can explain it. It's like quite heavy as well. And when you roll over, well, when I roll over, I feel it move as well. Like it's a weird sensation. Well, it never went away. It hasn't changed size though, I don't think. So I phoned up the doctor again and I let her know that it was still there. And then I think 2 weeks later I got a letter for the hospital. So that's where I was the other day. When did I get called? When did I go? Days are just merging into one for me at the moment because I have got an awful lot going on. So yeah, anyway, I went to the hospital, and while I was there she had a look, she scanned it and whatever, put the gel on, scanned it, and she said it looks like a cyst, but because they normally happen in like younger people, she wanted to take samples to make sure that it's nothing else, because you know it's because it's not unusual to get a cyst at my age, but the type of cyst that it is normally happens in younger people. So yeah, so what happened, like, I hate needles anyway, but I didn't feel anything. It was a little bit of anaesthetic. So yeah, she numbed the area, and then there was like this clicky thing that was really loud, and then she'd click, and then I'd have to have like pressure on by another nurse to stop the bruising, and there was like 3 clicks, 3 presses, and then it was done. So now I've just got to wait for the results. So there's that, and I think because of my mum's condition they decided it would probably best to just get it checked, because ovarian cancer and breast cancer are linked quite closely, and obviously ovarian cancer is a silent killer. It's very, very rare that it shows symptoms, and it's quite a hard cancer to diagnose, which is what my mum had. My mum was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 2019. Some of you that follow me closely know that already. I don't mention it a lot though, to be honest. It's not everywhere, and I don't put it in my ASMR videos very often. I haven't written anything on YouTube, but I have told patrons and I have mentioned it on Twitter, but I think that's about it really. I haven't really mentioned it. So my mum's cancer is progressive, and it's highly unlikely that she'll ever get rid of the cancer, but they will put her on medication to try and keep the spores from creating more tumours. I'm not an expert, it's just what I've been told, really. And unfortunately, the last tablets that she was on, so she had 6 lots of chemo, and then she was put on tablets, and unfortunately the tablets were messing around with the blood so much that it was looking like if she'd have carried on with them it might have caused leukemia, so they thought it was safer to take her off those tablets. and now we're just waiting. While she's had this break and her body's had a rest, we're waiting to find out what the next steps are, whether she's got to have chemo again, or what's going to happen next. Really, we don't know. So my mom has now been deemed unfit to work, so we've been working on trying to get her some income. So that's why we've been going to see Citizen Advice to try and help us out a little bit, because my mum has never been on the sick or has never been out of work really, or never had to sign on. So that's also why she's been on the channel a lot more, just because she's had so much like more spare time, so we've been spending more time together, and because I'm out in these meetings with her, when we finished we just come back, cook, have a laugh, and like sometimes these meetings can be a little bit stressful, there's a lot of information to take in, so then when we come home, get the camera on and we're just having a laugh, it just helps get rid of all the anxiety that the morning's created, you know. So yeah, it's just like a nice thing to just take our mind off everything. So she will be back, and this is me giving you a little bit of content at least, but just like a bit of an update of what's been going on. I am still behind on my ASMR content, but I'm working on it. I think it's harder to film for ASMR when you're ill, because it's just going to be a lot of cuts with coughing and your voice doesn't sound the same, so it's less relaxing. So yeah, it's been a week. It's been a bloody week. But thank you for your patience, but yeah, hopefully next week my mum will be with me. Have I got anything else to tell ya? I'm trying to think. I've not bought anything new or anything like that. Actually, yes, I've got another thing to tell you. I've been losing my hair as well. So sometimes this happens when I get stressed. I know like people lose their hair anyway, but I lose more when I'm stressed, and it comes from these side bits. Like that's why I've been wearing the blonde wig with a fringe a lot more, because I've got no area. It's like disintegrated. Well, it's not, it's falling out. I'd normally get this, so when I get a bit stressed or just run down in general, I'll start losing my hair. And it doesn't come out in patches, it's not like I've got bald spots or anything, I just lose a lot of it, so it gets really fine, and then it'll like thicken up in a few weeks or something, or in a few months really, but yeah, like it'll have thick moments and thin moments. So yeah, it's just overall a pretty stressful time, and it all seems to happen at once, don't it? Someone wrote on Twitter, it'd be nice if like one thing could be certain, and I felt that, like, it's true. It would be nice that if like one thing could just, you just know that that one thing is going to be okay. But but me and my mum will be back next week, hopefully, when I'm all better. My mum will come and give us some giggles. I think we're gonna do something with butternut squash. I think I've put it on my channel before, but it would be nice for my mum to try it, and then you also get an unbiased opinion. Although it is my mom, so she might just tell me it's nice, but I know she won't because she didn't with the tofu. She was like point blank honest with that. So yeah, that's my update. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and me and my mom will be coming back to read your comments very soon. Thanks so much for the support on this channel, and thank you for your patience on my ASMR channel lately with missing uploads and stuff now and again. Massive thank you to my Patreons that just provide like an epic amount of support and just helps me be there for my mom, because honestly, if I had a full-time job right now during all this, I don't know what we'd have done, because you know, you can't always get time off when you're employed by a big company. It's really difficult. You have so much time off and then you're in offices for meetings, like it's not hard enough as it is, and then you've got to stress about a meeting. It's just, so I can't even thank you enough for the amount of support. Well, I can't even thank you enough for the extra support that you give me over on Patreon just to help me keep my channel going and staying full time, because honestly, this time with my mom has been so useful. And it's really changed my life in ways that I can be more helpful to my family and stuff. So, and I do plenty of free content, so it's just really, really good of you to even want to support there. It's been rather an emotional week. And I'm ruining all my makeup. So, that's it from me today. Thank you so much for listening, and take care of yourselves. Do check yourselves as well. Like, don't forget to do those checks, because I would never have known if I didn't wash myself with my hands that day. And yeah, it is probably just a cyst, but you just never know. So do check, and don't be afraid to go and speak to someone about it, because it could save your life, you know, or at least prolong it. So take care of yourselves. Bye.